create different habits. Go out and work out or go out and do a walk. Like create better habits to put out the old ways.
Yeah, every time, yo. Yeah, that's why I say this right here. And I hope for the brothers, like, of course, they're both willing to see and tune in. But like I said, just being an example, like the Lord Himself, It's like that song. So,
Psalm 60, King David.
all right, shalom, shalom. Keep us a sheep back through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shot. When I sit down, Lord will. This video is edifying. Before we begin, we'll first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to hopefully live.
Shalom, shalom.
All right, and brother Muhammad has a title or that he want to go into through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah.
So I was just telling the brother I was watching the brothers came from Mississippi earlier, they was going into, how Esau is going to come down with that great wrath in times, we need, we need the help from Yahweh Shah Shah. We understand that, you can't come against, Esau on a carnal level, right? Because, he's the Most High has set him up to, to bring forth that judgment. How we always speak about, how usually now this is the Most High's movie. Esau part in that movie is to, he's gonna bring a great wrath upon our people, right? He's been doing that, but it's gonna be way worse. Jacob's trouble, right? Martial law, all these type of things, right? So when he truly enforces his new world order. See, right now he's using deception, right? And we know that his deceivableness is wearing off. Those covering casts is wearing off on everybody. Everybody's sobering up. For so long he had everybody drunk, but since the Most High is, you know, since the Most High is, breaking them down ever since they try to go into space, right? They've been falling off that global power would not have been falling off, right? What is they best ways? What they gonna resort to next? Like a better word, the sword, their blessing. It's gonna get from a point to where we trying to instead of us tricking you into following our ways, we're going to force you to do it. Either you're gonna take it or leave it, right? It goes into that adhesion contract. The Elder Pastor Cabral was speaking about, how either how we still slaves in a sense. You either forced to take it or leave it.
And it reminds me of what the Lord did with Cain. You gotta understand, most I said a mark upon Cain, basically like a mark of exemption. So right now nobody basically touch him. So it's like even when we do go to war, well, when America does go to war with other countries, all right, for the most part, we devour. All right, we go in, we blow them up, kill who we need to kill, and we get out. Why? Because the Most High said that mark upon Cain, and Cain, having being the same spirit of Esau, Edom today. All right, so it's like matter of fact, I'll just grab it just to go into it. Genesis 4. I started to matter of fact, I started verse 10. Slacky. This is Genesis 4 and 10 and read. The Lord said, "What have you done?" This is the in NIV says, "The Lord said, What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you. You will be a restless wanderer in the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "My punishment is more than I can bear. Today you are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be restless wander on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." Verse 15 is to the point. But the Lord said to him, "Not so. Anyone who kills Cain will suffer vengeance 7 times over." The Lord put a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him.
You know, we were going to
Kind of weird.
I was searching up that mark. Right then, when you go to that mark of leprosy, right? When you go to that mark, you know, he was his pigment was stripped. Right? The brother mentioned how you know this when you get this when you get the so-called white man when Esau Edom comes out, it comes out with that pigment being stripped from them. The most I put that mark upon them so that you will know who the wicked is. Right. So now when you go to Job 9:24, what it says, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. Right. You know, Esau's been put in position, right? With that same evil spirit that's on Cain came to Esau. Esau's been put in position over this earth. You know, they're most Esau, is over the earth right now. They rule over everybody, right? So now they have that mark upon them, right? They're so high up, that we know who wicked is, but they're so high up, like who can do anything to them?
And you know what? Not to cut you off, but well, with that march, like the earth, the earth, it almost pity Esau. All right, everybody. I don't say everybody feel bad for Esau, but it's like when because you think about a so-called white man. You see a so-called white man, first thing you do is smile and throw your hand up. All right, you just like the rest of the world. So when they see this man come to the shores of their land or their country, everybody's thinking, he's coming with peace, or he's coming with because what the scripture says, roughly paraphrasing the Psalms also, uh, his what swords was in their hand.
Okay.
His words were smooth as butter, kind. His words were smooth as butter, but war was in his heart, right? So this devil comes off as a cunning, all right. He comes off as smooth, all right. He comes off as nice, all right. And that's why he deem himself white people, right?
I read it. This Psalm 21. It says the words of his mouth were smooth in the butter, but war was in his heart. The heart goes to your mind. It said his words are softer than oil, yet they're drawn with sword. Like brother saying, Esau's so smooth. That's that one of the things he's blessed with, that deception, that deceiving, right? Like brother saying, you see a sort of white man, you thinking like good, running business, family man. Right? They done created this narrative in the world that they're the chosen, righteous people, and how they got everybody to see thinking that they're just good, outstanding people. But in reality, right, these people are really wicked, right? In reality, they in your face, they speak to you so good. As soon as you turn your back, they stab you in your back. That's why literally, as soon as you turn your back from them,
That's their whole plan.
that's their whole plan. And now they to the point where they realize how what they uh also the scripture speaks about how Esau thinks that the Most High's on their side because they haven't brought judgment upon them yet. So all the wicked that they done it to the earth, they feeling like that hey, nobody can stop us, nobody can touch us. Who can come against us? This is really their mindset, right? They think they sell as gods, right? So when you come to our people, our nation, that's why when it comes to this truth, right, it's getting to the point to where the first amendment thing that's what you can speak about. They finna cut all that thing. Y'all finna get to the point to where Esau saying, hey, we've let y'all have y'all little liberty freedom, right? This truth is going out, y'all doing too much. No more speaking against this new order. No more speaking against the so-called Jews in that land today. No more speaking against Christianity. No more speaking that truth that you've been teaching. That's his mindset Esau's on because he want to stop. He want to stop his word from going out. Because as long as he keep us down, as long as he can be in control. And that leads me to the point with the song. I bring it out, but with the to the spirit, right? With Psalm 60 and starting verse 9, because there is time during King David time, they were slaughtered. I was reading about it earlier. They were slaughtering the Edomites, right? So I was just really searching it up earlier. That kind was just reading about it earlier about how King David and they were slaughtering the Israelites during this time, right? So when he asked for Spirit of land Edom, it's not talking about at that time. He was talking about the future today, right? Because Esau has been brought up in a sense, right? But if you ain't got you got Revelation 13 when Apostle John seeing this beast come up, who can make war with him, right? So I asked Chap, I said, I said, did King David slaughter a lot of Edomites during his time? It says, according to the biblical accounts, King David, his military commander, Joab, conducted a major military campaign in Edom, resulting in a heavy defeat of the Edomite forces. During these conflicts in the Valley of Salt, the Israelite army killed 1,000 Edomites. Right, so you go into it, they was slaughtered. King David then was punishing the Edomites. Right, so when you read this Psalm 60, verse 9, it says, who shall bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom? I guess what you read. King David was destroying them. He would get rid of us. What it's talking about? It's talking about today. The modern day land of Edom. Today's what? America, Babylon. Right? Because now they're being set up. Can we get it real fast? Jeremiah 51. Start around verse 7. Right. Also, when you think about the blessing as well, when Esau goes to Isaac, asking, hey, Father, you have any, you have but one blessing. He telling him, you're blessed with the fats of the earth and the sword, right? Esau uses that sword to gain his power. That's why Revelation 6:4 speaks about it, says that man was on that horse, right? The power in his hands to take peace from the earth, right? Esau uses that to control and force his way. Esau is a quote unquote bully in a sense. If you don't comply with his way, if you don't comply with what he say, then he either kills you, he bomb you, or he create a narrative to, example I always use, 9/11. He create some type of way so he can justify what he really want to do to you. Like, oh man, why you just beat him up? He pushed me, but the whole time the guy just accidentally walked by and bumped him. The guy apologized. Oh, I'm sorry. Esau just turned around and beat on him, right?
The narrative. And Esau understand that if he controls the narrative, he controls how the people think, how the people see things, he can control everything else, right? Because people, for the most part, everybody they control by emotions. They control by what they see, all right? Because people only believe what they can see, right?
That's why you see a lot of these guys from the army, they coming back. What they saying? But why you making us do this? Because they seeing firsthand, like, bro, we always doing this to people for no reason.
People innocent.
People, they seeing it, right? That's what Most High speaks about, that innocent blood cracking to him, right? Esau's going to be judged for these things because Esau really goes around killing children. Esau goes around slaughtering.
Quick precept. This is Psalms 58 and verse 1. It says, "Do you indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men?" It says, "Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies." It says, "The poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear." All right, so like the brother was saying, man, they don't care long as they have control, long as they control the narrative, long as they can push fear or have the power to have people thinking what they want. All right, they'll do anything to keep that, right?
I got precept back you up. The book of Micah chapter 2. This is the book of Micah chapter 2, 1. Micah chapter 2 in verse 1. It reads, it says, I read it in NLT like it says, right? It says, woe to those who plan iniquity, to those who plot evil on their beds. Because this is what Esau literally, before he lays down, he's thinking of an evil plan out, what he gonna do or work the next day. Esau uses his power to work evil, right? It says, at morning light they carry it out because it is in the power it is in their power to do so. We quoted Revelation 6:4 about that horse, so to speak, represents power. Esau has the power to earth. Also, Daniel 4:17, earth, Most High rules in the kingdom of men, but he set up over the bases. He set up over whomsoever he will. He set up over the bases of men. Really paraphrase that, bases of men goes to the Lord below, which is who? Esau. Also speaks about them being base men in Job 30. Right. So Esau, he knows he's over the earth. That's why the Most High speaks to him. He thinks himself as a God. He does too much. He goes overboard. Right? He think himself to be too much what he is. That's why Most High going to bring him down.
Quick precept. Just back here, this is Proverbs 2. So it's like 21 and 1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and the rivers of the water, he turneth it whithersoever he will." And this reminds me of Trump. You gotta understand everything that Trump was against just 4 years ago, or just his first election or his first term. Now he's so it shows you that he's a double-minded man. All right, the double-minded man is unstable in all his ways, as the scripture says. So we got to understand that the Lord knows exactly who Esau is. All right, so with that being said, he's gonna help us identify him through the Spirit. So it's not the Arabians, it's not the Africans, it's not the Chinese, it's not the Japanese, it's the so-called white man. All right, it's the one who controls the earth, the world, right?
That's why I go give my title of hand. I said who shall deliver me from Edom? Because ultimately, ultimately the Most High is making Esau expose himself. We also showing that, like the King David also said, we'll bring out as well, Psalm 17, that this is Esau is the Most High sword, right? Most High is Most High is putting that the left hand spirits upon them to get out here and work these way. And he just made Trump do he made Trump do a whole 360. Trump going back on everything he said because why? Most time putting that plan in his mind to work these things. That's why you got to understand you can't battle Esau on a corner level, man. You can't come at Esau. You can go to any gun range, buy many guns, do whatever you think you can do to fight these people. You can't. Right? That's why Michael the Archangel has to come to your house because Esau's get to that. Esau got military things and all these type of things that we don't even know about. They got arsenals all over. They got like 80 joint bases over 80 different things in their country.
And Trump, he boasts about this stuff.
No,
Like every interview, man, we're gonna obliterate them. This is the biggest mistake that they like, and because he know the kind of weapons that they have.
what do you say to what do you say? It was when they were going to this world. I know it was the world already. He was telling how like nobody has the weaponry that we got. I mean, our weaponry is top tier. It's gonna take y'all years to match because I know you got to say that.
I was gonna say, look what they did in it wasn't Cuba.
Venezuela.
Was it Venezuela?
Oh, they when they took over.
Yeah, took president.
Yep.
Venezuela. Yeah,
Right.
as they say, the men, something just it wasn't even like a physical attack. It was like something they mind, like was something that you know what I'm saying. So he got weapons to really bug you out.
Right, really, like and about to say, when you go into World War II, America was at the top because and this how the Most High work. How he said wisdom more than teaming. The Germans was the one who had the formula things that says to create the atomic bomb. Those guys, Most High put spirit on them guys to come over here to the America, and America had that, right? So Most High showing you what's going on, how these wicked are at the top, and then once everybody kind of matched that level of getting an atomic bomb, they made mad, mutually assured destruction because everybody has a atomic bomb. But America, that's that serpent, really read about that same serpent from the garden, right? They're so cunning, crafty, smooth. They behind the scenes building weaponry that these other countries gonna take years and years to match them, right? Yeah, y'all got the atomic bomb. Y'all ain't got no ray gun that shoot the same thing an atomic bomb do if I just drop it on you, right? These guys, they technology so high tech. These guys really be sitting at home and flying drones to a whole other country and bomb the thing while they going to sleep. Literally, wake up next morning, they check their phone to make sure it hit. Right? These guys are they're at that point. But finish off the first. I read verse 1 again. Read verse 2. It says, "Most of them who plan, most of those who plan iniquity, right? It says to those who plot evil on their beds and morning light, they carry it out because it's in the power of their hands to do so. Because Esau has the power to do these things, control the narrative. He has the power to, as the scripture says, they covet fields and seize them, and houses and take them. They defraud people of their homes. They rob them of their inheritance. Esau has the power to do it, even going to us. They rob us of our inheritance. They rob us of our inheritance, who we are. They got so much power. They got y'all thinking that the so-called Jews are these people in the land. Right? In reality, when you go into it, every other nation is knowing that the Jews, what they say, the male, I can't think his last name, but the dude from Egypt, what he say, the Jews left black, came back white. Everybody else is knowing this, but Esau, his deception, his power of the earth is so strong to control the narrative. Nobody's paying attention because why? So what we see is what we see. Like brother said, what we see, what they on that land right there. How can y'all be y'all not over there? Or we seen this, we seen that. We seeing this, we seeing that. We can't believe what you saying because you got to show us proof. Esau don't put that out there in a courtroom. They call it evidence, right? Esau controls what evidence goes into these courtrooms, right? When you see movies when these crooked cops be going to hide evidence or plant evidence on them, because that's what Esau knows. Esau knows what I can show, people gonna believe. He knows that. So he create evidence. He creates evidence to how he got Holmes is going this with the account with the guy who shot up the DC.
Oh yeah.
How Esau is building evidence on us right now. Like he's trying to use these ways. Like, oh, we got to control these people, man. Look what they doing. He done came. If he do this, imagine what they gonna do next, right?
And see, just to add on, Esau made it. He made it his, he made it his priority to, like you said, basically whitewash everything. All right, but with the Renaissance period, because he understood that the proof is here. All right, when you go back to Ethiopia, Libya, wherever, Africa, you open these books, you're seeing that the savior was a so-called black man. You're seeing that the prophets are so-called black men. You're seeing that the laws, statutes, the commandments, the covenants go back to so-called black people. So if
even Russia had a little bit of that.
icons, yeah.
Russia had to put that out there. But I get back to Jeremiah 51, right? And I started verse 5, right? It says, "For Israel have not been forsaken, speaking of the northern kingdom, nor Judah, southern kingdom of his power, of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Right? It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon, deliver every man his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity. But this is the time of the Lord Yahweh's vengeance, he will render unto her a recompense. Right, here's the point. Babylon had become a golden cup in the Lord's hand. We understand that Babylon, right, is the modern day land for Edom, which is America today. This is their land. So when King David speaks, so he said, "Who will bring me to the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom?" Right, this is that place that has been made a golden cup. This place has been set up, right? This place has been set up to show the world wickedness and the judgment behind it. While the rulers, Esau has been doing too much. Esau has been wilding out, right? The Most High said in Deuteronomy 32 or 27, he said, lest I fear that the nations shall raise their hand high, saying the Lord has not done all this. Because Esau to the point now he feeling like, yeah, we the ones who brought you down. We the ones who we controlling things. We the ones who came to kidnap y'all. We the ones who put y'all to that cabin. We the ones who doing everything that's going on here. We doing it. We the move. We the wave. Right? Not knowing that ultimately it's all the Most High's plan and it's all His will. That's why it speaks about Revelation 17. It said, the Most High put in their hearts, in their minds, to fulfill His will, to give that power into the beast. He allowed His beast to get set up. American, NATO, EU. A lot of places to get set up, right? Because Most High is once again, the Most High is using them to bring judgment upon us for our sins, for what we did, right? That's why King David saying, "Who will lead me? Who will lead me to this place?" Because Jake's so dumb-minded. Jake think he can fight against Esau on a corner level. You know, Yaki dude, he on the internet talking about, I thought I gotta save myself. You can't save yourself. The Most High has exalted these people to what they are right now. He has set them up. So the only one who's gonna break them down is who? Same one who gave him the blessing. You receive it, Isaac, Yahweh Shai, same people. That's why Yahweh Shai and the angel, he come with Michael the archangel to bring these guys down, right? So back
You want the revelation?
yeah, I'm gonna read this real fast. This Psalm 69, verse 9, again, it says, "Who will bring me into the strong city? Who will lead me into Edom?" Right? It says, "Will not thou, O power, right, which has cast us off, and thou, O power, which didst not go out without armies?" Right? In verse 10, see what it says. It said, "Have you rejected us, O Yahweh? Will you no longer march without armies?" And this one, when you go back to Malachi 1 and 4, and it speaks about how, Malachi chapter 1, it's like when Malachi said, when has he loved us? Malachi asked him, like, where have you loved us? Right? Because we've been going through so much hardship, so much, even with Ezra, right? We're supposed to be supposed to be at the top. Most how, are you with us? Or what's going on? Because these guys are over. Esau, is on one right now. They slaughtering our people, right? Where it says in verse 11, it says, "Give us help from trouble, from vain is the help of for vain is the help of men," right? And it says in NLT, it says, "Oh, help us against our enemies, for all human help is useless, man." So any human help going through this land of Edoms is virtually, you understand, is America today. Any human help is useless. Even the men who teaching the truth and sincere honesty, this is how about you, how shop preparing us through the spirit. You know, and in these times, that's why he said during these times, take not no thought for what you shall say, what you shall do. For it's the Most High who will work you, the spirit of how about you, how shall work you during these times, because as it says, a man help is useless. It says, verse 12, it says, through Yahweh we shall do violently, right? For he it is that shall tread down our enemies, right? Verse 12 in NLT, with Yahweh's help we will do mighty things, for he will trample down our foes, our enemies, right? That's what it is, right? Because that's who's going to lead us through this place, because as we're going to get into, I'll show you how the Most High is the one who allowed them to be at the peak of what they is, right? And this is how he speaks about it, and also Isaiah speaks about how you guys you trust in Egypt because they're many, right? You trust in they cheer their horses because they're many, right? But ultimately, you don't even understand that Most High will destroy all of them. Only reason they're where they at, right? Is because we went against the Most High, right? But
No, right.
the only reason they're where they at is because we went against the Most High, right? We understand. I was going to the lesson they speaking about the promise, how the promise always stood, but it was us who broke the agreement. It was us who broke the covenant. That's why Ezekiel 36 he speaks about. He said, "I'm not doing this because you deserve it. I'm doing this because to basically to hold up be a man of my words, to hold up my name." We paraphrase. You have
got you. Baruch 4 and 6 real quick. It says, "You were sold to the nation, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemies." All right, and just to go the lesson earlier on this, but like we was going to at the beginning of the video. Now now that Esau has bullied the rest of the nations into this crafty council, all right, this confederacy against the children of Israel. Now they have lifted up the head. All right, now they feeling like Esau. All right, because what they take on the spirit of Esau. So that's why you have these Chinese, these Asians, these Japanese. All right, East Indians are they shooting they don't hit killing us. All right, now you can kill us, but they're oppressing us. Why? Because they taxing us. All right, when the gas go up, they make sure they put and they make sure they shoot it up. All right, it may not even be a true, because I mean we don't know what's really going on in the Middle East, but again, they all in that crafty council, so they have to do whatever Esau say, right?
Because we have been made with a script, so we have been made an infamy, and ultimately all understand and speak is all the way. How about Shah? But whom is his will? Your actions, what you do, right? You understand that, like brother mentioned, like Esau don't put that narrative on Jake. That Jake is what Rob. He don't put his narrative on us in a sense, right? You know, he says the thief comes, steal, kill, destroy. He has put that on us.
Put the cane on us. He put the mark on us.
He put the mark on us. He put it on us as if we're those people who, when you go into these stores, movie always refers to the movie Men's Society.
Yeah.
Maybe the situation with the little guy, when he walked to the store, my brother probably seen him walk to the store. They in the store, they say, "Hurry up and buy." Every time they turn the corner, she right there in front of their face, "Hurry up and buy." Cause what's he showing like? Oh, and listen, look, watch these movies, man. We tell you all the time. Esau put things into these movies. Look at this movie. We look at it when I was younger, in that wicked mindset. I'm thinking like, man, it's gonna be hard, but like,
right, not seeing what's really going on.
I said, really going
It's showing you the curses. It's showing you the Confederacy.
showing you the first right in front of my face. And I want to grab this real fast. And you can still hold it relation, but you can grab Judah chapter 5, I think it's verse 21. But it says all that found them have devoured them, and their adversary said, enemy. When Psalms 83 names our enemies, brothers speak about their confederacy, right? How they're all confederate one to come against us. But Esau is the one who's gathering them up to, hey man, listen, hey, we got to keep these people down. If we want to push this plan, I can get you rich. Just follow me. Hey, but these are our enemies, right? We need to get on these people. We got to make these people a nobody, right? It says all that found them devoured them, and their adversary said, we offend not because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh. You have a taste of justice, even the Lord Yahweh hope their father, right? Because these other nations feel like, hey, well, they already sinned because their power, so what we doing to them ain't nothing, right? So this narrative that when we go into captivity, this narrative that Esau don't put on us, they like, man, we ain't doing nothing wrong. So y'all want to get y'all power. We can do what we want with y'all. We can kill y'all. We can do this and that to y'all. They like, but say they don't put his mindset to the other nations. Look how the other nations are treating our people, man. Shooting and killing our people because Esau has put that narrative on our people that and Jake don't make it no better, but in a sense, uh, we walk to restaurants, everybody clutching their purses, everybody scared. People stop talking like old Western movies. Somebody walking to
it's literally like that.
They walk to them bars and everybody just stop, the music stop, everybody's turn around to look like, oh, but they go in there. Like,
and it's funny because the messed up part about it is they're not the ones being shot down. They're not the ones being killed. We are. So it's like if anybody should be scared, should be us, right?
God. And you say that, and that's what makes everything so backward, man. Like I said, Earth's out of
so of course, man.
Everything's out of course, and that's how
for good and good for evil.
And that's how that's so most I say I'll give y'all that delusion believe a lot. That's how delusional this world is, man. These people we are getting shot down, kneed on in the streets, killed broad daylight. These people go to court, cases viral in them up. The whole world's in the case. People will quit. The whole world looking and seeing how wicked this action that you done to this kid, and everybody's just like, hey, the jury lets the man walking out of there scot free, But it's like, man, the Most High is accounting all these things. Like he said, who should lead me to the land of Edom? Because not only are the Edomites on our back now, the brother just quoted, right? They got this confederacy now, man. They got this confederacy now, right? They so hard on our people kicking Northern Kingdom out of here, with the ice and whatnot. But they are not sending these Chinese people back. They land. They got their own damn place. These Japanese people, right? These other. Why they not sending people home? Why they not messing with them? They the ones who's making the money off of y'all. They down here. They bring their stores from they Arabs bring their stores, put them in the hood, take their money, and go. What have Arab ever done for anything on America? They make that money go right on back to their country. Sometimes you make that money. Even I think it's Obadiah speak about how how these people come over here get education from America and go right on back over to China with education, right? Learn basically like infiltrating. Come over here and learn all the ways to top knowledge, technology, all that, get ready to go right back to their country. But y'all mad at us? We out here in the ghetto. We in the we ain't doing nothing to y'all. Y'all riding through our land like we the threats. You know.
Isaiah 10:1 real quick. It says, just the fact, it says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decree and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, so they set these laws up. All right, that way, in a situation like that, they can get off. All right, in a situation like that, they're able to say, well, he was black, or he had a gun, or he whatever, or he has a criminal record prior to this and that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to use real fast, real quick. Psalms 50, right? And I think it's verse 20. Yeah, Khan, right? It says Psalms 50 and 20. It's speaking of Esau, what they do to our people. I started 19. It says, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frame deceit." Is what they do. They don't do nothing but lie. They don't do nothing but they mouth ain't nothing filled with pure wickedness. Here's the point. In verse 20, it says, "Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest, thou slanderest thy own mother's son." Hey, who is that? Because Esau was our brother, but they not our brother no more, right? But as it says in verse 28 NLT, you sit around and slander your brother, your own mother's son. That's what they do. Ended up with slandering and come against us, killing us, slaughtering us, right? They come with that great wrath. It's to the point now, but now they're in that rulership. So, like, from again, who gonna lead us through here? Because as we see, the courtrooms ain't giving no justice, right? I'm going to have a quick fast.
And just to add on to that, and like you said, because the court's not giving no justice, so now you put Jake. They got Jake in the spirit of you need to shoot them backs. All right, you need to defend yourself. You need to arm yourself. You need to. We need to take some of their lives. You got the Black Panther movement. You got Black Panther in South Carolina, Columbia. You got Black Panthers, Philadelphia, New York, Atlanta. All right, so now you have what the scripture says in Genesis. Who shall rouse them up? Talking about Judah. So now you may see race wars. You may see uproars in the people. You may see some Chinese people, be unalive. Some white people be unalive.
It's like, because Jake at that point, like, that's why once again, who shall lead? Jake at that point, like, man, what we supposed to do? Who gonna lead us? How we supposed to? We supposed to just sit back and be oppressed continue to go through this oppression, this affliction, go through being murdered and killed now. You know what I'm saying? Nah, Jake, like, nah, let me pick up the gun now. But in reality, man, you gotta just trust the how about your shot. Because that's why when you go back to understand, that's why it's very, it's very important that you understand our history of our people and understand why we here. When Jake get to understand why we here, what we going through, it'll help home you down to understand, like, hey, if I do go out, I'm going out and name you how about y'all shot. If I do go out, understand that, it ain't unjust.
Because you gotta understand, like you said, understanding the curses, understanding that we did transgress the law, this is righteous judgment.
Mhm.
And that's why we need this truth open because it keeps us like you said, it keeps us humble, it keeps us in a safe spot, all right. It keeps you in that path of righteousness, all right. It keeps you under that. That's why the Lord says in Psalms also, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, right? Because here it is, we in the valley with America. This is the valley, so the Lord is keeping us, all right. By what? By His rod, all right, staff, meaning in the Scripture.
Uh, also the crash for the fast. You still got to
Judith, you want to
I was right.
This is the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 18. It says, but when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captive to the land that was not theirs. And the temple of their power was cast to the ground, of their cities were taken by the enemies.
You see, speaking of when we departed from who? When we departed from Yahweh Shah, that's when everybody was able to come up against us, right?
19, it says, but now they are returned to their power.
That's what we're doing now. Now we're returning back to Yahweh Shah. That's why Esau is fearing us now. Now we understand that when King David asked who's to leave to Edom, lead me to the land of Edom, we understand that it's Yahweh Shah who's going to lead us. Right? As was mentioned, we understand the curse. We understand why we're here. We understand what we're going through. And we understand, guess what also it said? Also, it mentioned that we're going through this thing. It also told us that what? It's going to be a great tribulation, Jacob's trouble. But it says, he shall we say that? What? Who's that he? The elect. We understand that we're going to be delivered. We understand the Most High is going to avenge us. We understand what Most High say, vengeance of the Lord. He's going to bring this judgment upon these people. right? He didn't want to do this to our people, but we brought it upon ourselves. And we got these wicked people out here, they going crazy with it. So the Most High is going to, show the same way they don't show no mercy, the Most High not going to show no mercy unto them.
Verse 19 from top again, it says, "But now they are returned to their power and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate." Verse 20, "Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there by any error against his people, and they sin against their power."
This is their mindset. I read in Jeremiah 57, right? How, I'll devour them, so they ain't done that wrong because we went against our power, right?
Chiron says, "Let us consider that they shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them."
That's why these elites pay these other camps off to what? To go off on the names, right? To teach, to teach this deceit, these lies, right? These sellout. They go to these people to make them create this confusion still because they understand what you reading it. These people understand that when we're not under our power, they're beginning with the true names, right? Yahweh, in the Father, Yahweh shall be the Son. What they say, let us go up, we shall overcome them. That's when they know they can get us, right? They know they can get us when Yahweh shall, wasn't doing. But now he's back upon us. And so now we understand that Yahweh Shah is going to lead us, you know, through this land of Edom. We understand that, okay, now you trying to come get me because I'm bugged out. I'm walking around here. I'm going to your church. I'm working in your job, doing all these things. Yeah, you have me enslaved physically, but mentally, you don't control me no more. We sober now. You can't get me no more because we understand. That's why the script say what? 2 Corinthians 2:11. We're not ignorant of Satan's device. We're not ignorant of that no more because why? We have Yahweh Shah back into us. We knew only reason he was able to touch me because Yahweh Shah allowed it. And that's how I went from him. Right? It's like those it's like the movie Tangle when she kept telling her, "Hey, don't leave the house." As long as she stayed in the house, nobody could get to her. But the minute she left the house, that's when the hell started in a sense, right? When we walked away from how about she outside, that's when it got hard for us. Got hard for us. But when we were amongst him, and we do the right thing, nobody can come up against us. You know,
And it shows you how the nations they preyed on us. All right, they say they pray on your downfall, but
from the ground.
ultimately how they waited for us to go out, and it reminds me of the Adam and Eve and the serpent, because what did the serpent tell Eve? You shall surely not die if you eat of this tree or whatever. And it's about like, and what happened? You died. It's about like the other nations. They tell us, hey, try this, man. Try Buddha. Try Allah, man. Try whatever it may be. You ain't gonna die. Look at us, all right. But here it is. We're still dying. We're still going out, right?
There's limitations too, right? In verse 15, it says, all that passed by, this one, our land was destroyed, 687 AD, the Romans came in, right? It says, all that passed by clapped their hands at thee, they hissed and wagged their head as the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that man called the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth, which we're going to get back to, we're gonna be even more perfect in the kingdom to come. Here's the point. It says, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. They hiss and gas the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up. Certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have seen it. So they tell you, they've been waiting on us to go down. They've been waiting on us to slip up. They've been waiting on us to catch us there, catch us lacking. That's why the Most High says, be so revealed. Your adversary, the devil, walk around as a roaring lion looking at who he make devour. Just like you always got to be on point, man. So you always got to, you got to be on that watchtower. Like trusting you, how about you outshot? Because the minute you got to think, they looking for the minute you slip. That's why when Jake slipped, boy, he saw get him. Oh, he got a gun. Oh man, pull you over, right? Esau can't wait. Esau loves when Jake's in their courtrooms, man. Esau go crazy when I got another nigga in front of me there. Oh yeah, he ain't going home. I'm finna get him more years than he ever known to live. Man got 4 second years of 100 years. Man, if a little bit of 400 years old, how you gonna serve this time, man?
And right. see, Esau knows that if we do come back to these laws, statutes, and commandments, if we do come back to them, all right, keep them perfect, the Lord is going to defend us. All right, because you got to understand that's our power. That's our covenant with the Most High. Long as we do according to His will, or what He expects of us, He's going to keep us. But like you said, the nation knew, all right, they basically set us up, man.
And back up on that, it goes to the point that Elder Apostle Roman I was going into. I was texting brother yesterday about going into that promise. The promise always been there. And that's why now that's for the elect. The elect going to inherit the promise. All Israel will be saved, right? they brought into the kingdom through the elect seed, right? But when you go to that second covenant, which we're not a second covenant yet, only thing that happened was Yahushua laying down for our nation. But we're gonna be made perfect in the kingdom, right? But now that the second covenant, this agreement, right? Now we saved through what? Faith and grace. So now we're not the law, we're not judged by the law. That's what I'm saying. Don't mean we go out and do what we want to do, right? But we're not judged by the law, we're judged by faith and grace. And believe me, how about outside? Part of that faith is what enduring the suffering, the pain, the hardship, understanding that right now Esau is going to do all these things, but eventually, guess what? Right. Once again, how about outside is going to avenge us. Remember he said Thessalonians chapter 1, right? He said it's a righteous thing to do unto them as they do unto you, really paraphrasing. Right. So the things they're doing to us, the slaughter and killing, how about outside gonna do it to them? Even we're gonna lose. I think we speak about this 2 days ago. We're even gonna be doing it unto them in the kingdom. All this gonna be repent right back into their head. Right? Was that Amos? I want to say I forgot what chapter it is, but Amos said for 3 transgressions before, right? I was doing to Edom for what they had done to my people, really paraphrasing. Right. So Edom is going to get punished, but on this side, it's for us to keep faith and trusting how about outside. Jake don't got trust in how about outside. Jake, Jake, these rappers talk about it. I don't trust nobody but my gun. I ain't doing nothing without my gun. You know what I'm saying? I got my gun, or my brother. We gonna slide. We gonna do this and that. Jake trust and these bullets. But you gotta understand, these things were created by who? Esau. Most of these new blacksmiths today. What these scientists? All these things Esau put out into the world. You don't think they got the top tier of it? You think?
You just back you up. That's why Cain's sacrifice was divine, because you understand Cain was a carnal man. Abel sacrificed for himself because Abel was a spiritual man. So you can't be carnal, man, because understanding that even Esau on a certain level was spiritual, right? Because why? All of this is sorcery. All of this is witchcraft, right?
Just I come over here. I was watching El Pastor Rumla, and I grabbed her for I think what was Exodus. Yeah, highlighted for the book of Exodus. He was bringing out how there was that the left hand side was working the sorcery too in a sense, right? When he told Moses, when the Pharaoh say do something in front of me and I will turn and make you turn around to the serpent. Yeah, this is right here. This is Exodus 7, right? Right. So you have the right hand power, you have the left hand power. Esau on the left hand power side, right? And this is an example to show you that it's left hand power, right? Exodus 7, after verse 8 says, and the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, when Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take thy rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent. That's the right hand power. It says, Moses and Aaron went into Pharaoh, and he did so as the Lord Yahweh had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh, before his servants became serpents. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers. Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did in the like manner with the enchantment. Right. So you had the left hand side too. And and that's when we go into it, that's what Esau gets his left hand power from. That's why now he have image to give. Now he has the power to give life into this beast. He got the power to give life into it, right? Through this technology, right? They get all this from the Egyptians, the Canaanites. They get all these things from them, right? They left hand power sorcery things as such. Right? That's why when we came to the land of Canaan, the Most High told us what? Not to do these things, not to fall into these things, right? Because there is left hand power, and there is left hand power, and Esau, Most High, Esau is doing the Most High work on the left hand side. He has that power to do these things. But we got a Revelation 13, just going to say how this beast has been brought up. I got a couple more pieces like Ezekiel 35. She's going to say that how they pursuing our nation.
This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 1. And it reads, it says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns.
NATO EU, right? 7 heads, we have Greece, Rome, Spain, Greece, Rome, Spain, French, Germain the Major, Germain the Minor, and Great Britain. Right, you have these 7 heads, and you have these 10 horns. EU, NATO EU, man. Right, this is that collaboration of the Edomite Empire, that that rebirth of the Roman Empire when Esau goes down for 1,000 years and come back up, right? This beast, he's seeing them, right? We refer to that seed. The seed, he's seeing them come up, rise up over the people, right? Becoming that power over the people.
God. And I saw the beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon the heads the name of blasphemy.
All the lies, all the deceit that you see and hear today that we tell you about, that's what Apostle John seeing this, right?
Uh, says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard.
Referring to the Greeks, the Edomite established themselves, they established the Edomite, you know, how you want to put it, is they started with the Greeks in that, when you go into Daniel 7, they're going to the four beasts, right? The leopard, what the Greeks, right? This is how the Edomites established themselves, right? Going back to Alexander the Greek. He took over. His reign to he took over, right? They started with the Greeks.
Uh, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and the great authority.
Comes for that bear is referring to the Russians, right? Because as you said, how I mentioned how the Greeks they established themselves as the Greeks, but the Russians is going to bring an end to them, right? We go to Ezekiel 38, right? And you see the Most High is proposing now. You see what Russia just did about a few weeks ago, maybe 2 months ago. They bombed one of the countries in NATO, whatnot. Most High he promoting it, right? He getting doing. He's showing you these are the signs of faith boosters that the elect are watching for, right? It's showing you that a prophecy is coming to pass, right? And he says the lion, the mouth of a lion, is the lion is referring to Great Britain, England, right? Because America still get their marching orders from Great Britain. When you search up these animals, like these country simple animals, you will see, man. You will see like Great Britain, the lion, rest of the bear, right? Things that such, right? Then it says, and the dragon was talking about the Roman Empire gave him his power and his seat and great authority. And this, when you understand it, and which verse 1, how Apostle John seeing this beast, NATO EU come up and rise up over the people. Who's over the people first? The Roman Empire. But now the Roman Empire is giving his power to this beast, which is what? America, NATO EU, right? Because America's in that top seat of the revived Roman Empire. But,
Uh, Verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered after the beast.
because we know this is what that deadly wound, right? We're talking about the Roman Empire when they fall for those 1,000 years, and then that deadly wound was healed through the Renaissance. They come back up. It started around the 1300s, right? It started around 1300. It got bigger and bigger over time. So you got to the point they started putting out strongholds, rebelling, revolting. To it got to a point where everybody just it happened. You saw whitewashing everything, chipping those off statues, right? Telling everybody that they're the chosen. It got to the point that everybody accepted it, right?
Verse 4. And they worshipped the dragon on which gave power unto the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, Who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
This really this verse 4 and 5, the point I want to get to, because he said they worship the dragon, which Roman Empire, because Roman Empire had that rule, man. Had everybody was making everybody speak language. Oh, they would do. They still do. And then it says gave power to the beast, American EU, because once again, this is their, like Brother mentioned, they still in power. This is their revised Roman Empire, right? It says they worship the beast, saying, Who's like unto the beast? This beast done got so built up, so powerful. Who can mess with this beast? Who can do anything? Jacob on the carnal level, as we keep stating, think that you can fight against Esau. You can't come against this beast. He's telling you. Apostle John saw this. He's like, man, who's like to this beast? Who let make war with him? Nobody can come up against him. This guy's a wrecking the power. Even when the Romans was coming up, when you read about it in Maccabees, right? The Romans was coming, they were like, man, people wanted to make confederacy with them. People wanted to line up with them because, but they was styling men. They was out here whooping people black for see my language, right? For real, that's how America is on that same type of time today. America is on one with everybody, right? So then, especially when it comes to us, they hate us, man. Right? Esau hate us. We know that, right? So like, man, hate us. You see it. I was man, TikTok is a funny app, man. Like people be posting like their grandma's things on there, and I guess this lady was, it'd be like an old lady. Can't give an exact example video, but it was like an old lady what it was, and she was old, probably like 80, around the range of 80, 90 years old. And I had birthday, and you know how TikTok is. People on the comment, man, nah, man, she's loud during, she's loud during. They probably, what I'm saying, like for real, and they pointed out, just showing you how, like, man, this shit wasn't too long ago how they was just feeling, this it wasn't too long ago how they was just feeling, killing some people, like, and back then it was man, people was getting hung on trees, all type of things, right? Esau power, Esau had everybody so confused and down to the point to where they can do anything to Jake and nobody cared. You can walk down the street right now and see Jake hanging on the tree there, keep moving, right, as if nothing happened, or somebody might take bike down and hide it, right? Bombing churches, man, doing all with the little girls in it, things that's right, doing all type of things to the women, even to the men, right?
And I was gonna say, and those same spirits are back in the earth today because of regeneration. That's why Scripture says, "Prepare slaughter for their children." All right, and for their fathers' fathers, because you got to understand that those same spirits are back. We are those same spirits, right? The prophets are back today, so the same persecution the prophets suffered, the same persecution the slaves suffered. All right, with Jacob trouble is gonna be a time like no other, man, and no persecution or no slavery is not gonna match because now you got everybody back. You got the same spirits back, and these same spirits they know exactly what to do now.
God, yeah, they don't
So
slow down. God, they come back like, yeah, hey, I'm back.
yeah,
It's over for y'all. Because you can read verse 5 and
God, Revelation 13:5, it says, and there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
the lies, deceit, the deception. Man, besides his sword and his technology, one of his other miracles, man, I'm speaking of so much, but Esau can deceive so good. Esau can really eat. But when you really, they, right, man, I be like, every time I wake up, I get on chat, just be trolling with them. Man, chat, it's so bogus how, you can show them scriptures that's proving that, who the true Jews. Nah, man, no, hey, nah, some people in that land today. If anything, it's the Arabs. They ain't said he was black. He was a man. They had color on their skin, brown like people. They doing everything to keep this truth down. They doing everything. They control it. That you can't, and this way, if you don't have the spirit of Halbashim Shah, once again, who will leave you to land of Edom? If you don't have the spirit of Halbashim Shah, you ain't gonna get through this place because you're gonna be deceived and tricked either by his technocracy, through his miracles, technology, right? Through his deception, or when when you bring that sword on that heavy wrath, you gonna fall to one of them three things that Esau gonna push out on you. His sword gonna make a lot of Jake give in to the MOTB, right? We tell you these things, we speak of them because we understand that what, the Most High mercy still out here when his word is going out. But once his truth start going out, Esau, first that MOTB, hey, if you fall into that MOTB, there's no return. There's no return from it. So Mark and they're right at the door of the MOTB. Even chat. Apostle Hart just bring out again how even chat know what the mark of the beast is. They speaking of the MOTB. You can type it in on Google. You ask the question. In the fourth revolution, is microchipping humans a part of it? It's gonna tell you yes, it's part of it. Right, putting that RFID.
It's about like that video you had shared. It was like, of course I worship Satan.
Okay.
Of course, God. So it's like, the guy had said, of course the mark of the beast is real. We just don't, stand on the forefront yet. So it's like you said, you got to be in this truth. You got to be in the know to know what's coming down the drain because people not ready for that. You got to understand that's gonna change the game, man. People are not ready to wake up one day and no money in their account and they can't access their money unless they receive this mark, man. So you gotta understand the convenience that you once had, being able to go to the dollar store, break a 20, get change, go buy a cigar, bless it, whatever. You're not gonna have that convenience no more, man. The convenience of just being able to be free because this mark is gonna track every move you make. All right, it's not just for digital currency, but it's able to track you and control you, right?
You can jump down to verse 11. Just speaking, we can go into that.
Revelation 13, verse 11, it says, the beast from the earth. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon, and he exercised all power of the first beast before him.
So this beast is coming up talking about America. They said he had two horns like a lamb. Those two horns is what? Is his Democratic and Republican Party. And he's like a lamb because he's speaking that soft manner as if he cared for the people. When I become president, I'm gonna do this and that to you. I'm gonna make sure you guys have this. But it says that he spake as a dragon, because why? Really his draconian way, his draconian laws, his draconian system. Really that adhesion contract. It's take it or leave it. You don't have no say. You still contractual slaves. The elders just going into this during the week. Elder Apostle, the word Apostle, I'm not speaking on this. You still contractual slaves. Yeah, they not. They just do it and use different forms and different wording for it now. They don't necessarily call you three four what was it? 3/4 of a human, something like that. They don't necessarily make you as property where they own you, but yeah, they still own you. Through these birth certificates, through all these other different forms of
Social Security.
you still a contractual slave into the system. He says he exercised all the power of the first before him was that first before him, the Roman Empire, right? But like,
It says, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the beast, worship the first beast, whose deadly name was healed.
and when you go to school, I was speaking on this because when I came in the truth, I remember it. Right, I remember the aqueduct, right? The Roman Empire made like the plumbing system. I remember all this from 7th grade or 6th grade when we was learning about Roman. We learned like they were teaching like something like Roman numerals, things like that. Because history always was like one of my favorite subjects in school, and I remember we was learning about the Rome, ancient Roman Empire, right? And now I come to truth, I'm like, damn, like that's why when I heard the Renaissance, I remember the Renaissance. I'm like, dang, and it makes sense. Like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, but in school, they didn't teach us all
they
this.
ain't teaching you the full truth. They teach you the full, but they tell you certain things which one you because why? They making them as Chris say, right? They making them to learn about that he said read it again. Verse 12 says, it causes the earth to dwell therein to worship the first beast whose deadly was healed. That's what we that's why all these ways, all the things that was going on the earth today, from the voting to the taxing, these are all the ways of what the Roman Empire, the ancient Roman Empire is doing. The revised Empire is still doing the same thing. Right? These ain't nothing but the revised Roman Empire is Rome 2.0. Right?
Um, verse 13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
So we know that through his bombs, his technology. We were speaking on that earlier, right? How they could be sitting at home and go bomb a whole country, bomb a whole city, and just be at home working a drone, right? He's Esau has his power has most I speak about. His power reached the heavens, man. He's doing too much, man. His place, his place has to be taken down, right? That's why I should say, for those days are short for the elect's sake, because if Esau reigns if Esau's the rule forever, man, the world and this place would. They really now they want to be the people on earth. They really gonna be the people on earth. They rule forever. They gonna kill them. They gonna kill them, destroy their damn selves, man. Right? But,
14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles.
those miracles, I just gave you three examples. Of his deception, right? His technology, right? That sword, right? This is what a lot of people gonna fall in. We're gonna get into mark of beast. That's why a lot of people gonna give in to that mark of the beast, man. Esau loves using fear as a control attack, right? The other was just going into how I don't know. I can speak to deep on the situation, but I guess it was something like with a family or not. And Apostle Rose is speaking like, man, this is why a lot of Jake gonna give in to that chip. And they got that gun to your kids, you got a gun to your mom or your brother, sister, right? Whatever it is, Esau gonna know that you love them dearly, and you scared for them to go through harsh pain. So a lot of Jake gonna be, man, I gotta take the chip, man. They gonna hurt my family. They gonna hurt my family, right? And those we in the flesh, so it's gonna hurt. It definitely it's gonna hurt you, but it's the fact of understanding the will you have about the outside. That's why you gotta be prepared over time for this, man. That's why I said who's leaving through Edom. This place is right now. We're speaking of this why it's in the green. What's gonna happen when it's in the dry? When it's really going on, right? We really gotta prepare for Edom because we know Esau is coming down with that great wrath. He knowing he's out of time. The scriptures speak about it. We can bring you counter scriptures. We bring you out on how we showing you how he's going to come with that wrath. Even since when he came up, he's on that. So now it's getting to the point to we at the end game of it. Are you truly prepared for what's to come to our people, to our nation, right? From them doing all type of atrocities to our people, in all type of ways. You gotta be prepared to the spirit. That's the only way you're gonna get through this land through the spirit power. How about you outside?
Because what it boils down to, either you're going to believe on him, or you're going to believe on the works of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Shah. Because again, like we went through earlier, you got your left hand, you got your right hand. Esau is working the left hand, but we have to wait on the right hand because the Most High is going to allow brothers to get spiritual power. Even the Most High himself going to do miracles. And because you got to understand, for us, Lord willing, we part of the number, but for us, we don't take the mark of the beast. So how are we going to eat? All right, well, we gotta believe that the Lord is gonna supply us with food in that time. We gonna have to believe that the Lord is gonna protect us. All right, from all these weapons that the Esau have in that time, man.
Once again, those type of hanging who shall lead me to the land of Edom? Who? Because as we're saying, it's gonna get crazy for us, man. So and Jake this gonna be a big question during this time. How we gonna get through it, but ultimately understand it. If our spirit hit early going to you watching the elder, they speaking on how going into how we need help from the heaven, bro. It's bro. How about seeing how Shai's gonna lead us, right? That's the only way. That's the only way you're gonna get through it. Any other way, you're gonna fall. You're gonna fall into their system. You're gonna fall into their trap. Esau got traps set up all over that you don't see, right? You know, oh, sorry.
I was just, you're right, man. See, Jake think you got a lot of corner Jakes out here who think, okay, yeah, when the system crash, I'm gonna live off the grid. I'm gonna do this. And Esau tapping the water. All right, the streams, the lakes, the ponds, all that shit gonna be. Esau killing them for all the deers, all the food, everything. You got the what's this shit in the air? Chemtrails. All right, so Esau's gonna make it where you gonna have to come in. You're gonna have to come in, or you gonna have to take that mark. All right, but again, like I said, the Lord has an elect, man, that He's gonna keep. Right.
So I'm sorry to find this picture real fast. Oh yeah, here it is, right? Cause the scripture speaks by it says his eyes bow down to the earth. You know, he got his satellites, his cameras all over whatnot. The other Apostle Roman, I was just going into this real fast. I read it, Jeremiah 5 and 6. It says where a lion went for a lion out of the forest shall slay them, and a wolf of the evening shall spoil them. Right, going to Esau, Edom, be destroying, coming down on our people, destroying our people. Right. Here's the point. It says a leopard shall watch over their cities. El Apostle Roman, I was going to tell you search up a leopard is a subtle. How Esau, Edom is that subtle creature, right? How a leopard can be siding up his prey, move around in plain sight, and you don't see that he can attack you. That's what Esau don't see. Jake think he have these ways of, oh, I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go. Esau is he moving in plain sight, setting up all these traps, so you don't even see it right now.
Sweeping around, you think he mind his business?
Yeah, he listen. He on you, come, he on you, and he'll get to like you say. You know, Jake ain't gonna be prepared. He gonna think I'm gonna go out in the field and do this. Right? Nah, man. Only way once again you gonna get over this is what he was fearing for y'all about the outside. Any other way, Esau is preparing for it. You gotta think Esau been playing this since he came back in the power, man, since the Renaissance. Since he came back in the power, his whole objective has been what? The New World Order. NWO, the evil matter. They've been that's why they had to come over here to the American what? To establish the enterprise. This was the enterprise of it. They've been on this. Right? That's why I said we have thought carefully. We have set line snares, probably saying who shall see them, really paraphrasing. Right? They've been working it, they've been planning it out. That's why they don't show you all the things in front of your face. Show you certain little things, but they don't show you all things in front of your face. Why? He says a leopard shall watch over their cities. Everyone that goeth out thence shall be torn in pieces, because their transgressions are many, their backside are increased. So that leopard watching over the city, man, that substance out, man. Esau was on that, you know. But so you can back for a second.
God, it says, by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wing by a sword and did live. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
He's doing that through AI, this technology, right? Chat, all this type of thing. They're able to teach. They're able to, now these idols, they're able to teach and all type of things, man. Esau technology is tricking the people. With chat so crazy right now, you can really make a video of JC really walking through the earth. They can do these type of things. They're really able to give life to these beasts.
They able to talk to you. AI is able to talk to you. You can have a conversation with AI.
Con.
God says he had power to give life into the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
And that's key. It says, and that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Who shall lead me to Edom? Because I mentioned before, we're going to count. Yeah, right now Esau is on his miracle standpoint. We're going to see him through deception and technology. But when he get to that point, man, you either gonna get down or you gonna lay down, right? And we know that what Jacob's trouble, martial law, right? Revelation 12:12 says, he coming down with great wrath. He got short time. So right now he's working. He's working his move. He get everything in order. When he's ready for it, he's gonna push it to it. He's gonna push it at a pace to where it's like a train. Like if you two, and when you trying to tell the train to stop, even though they trying to stop the train still keeps going. It has to slow down on its own. It has to stop on its own. So it can't be like you just slam on brakes and it's just no. It keeps going. That's how Esau going until Yahweh Shah stops it. And Yahweh Shah stops because Esau is going to be able to achieve his new world. He's going to be able to achieve it, but it's just going to be short lived. It ain't going to be no long time. But he's going to be able to achieve it. And then that time of achieving that process of achievement, man, he coming with wrath. He coming with destruction, right? He coming with pain, suffering. He coming with it all. You know, this when you gonna see Esau's true nature, and you gonna know that we've been telling you this the whole time. You're gonna be looking for that word that you're gonna be looking and asking that same question you titled the lesson. Who shall lead me to the land of Edom? You're gonna understand we've been telling you these Edomites, so-called white man, right? This is their land, America today. On the land of Edom, right? Bozrah, America's that capital city, right? Land of Edom, Bozrah, this modern day boy. We've been telling you all these things. Now when it hit, you're gonna be like, "Boy, I should have listened," because he's not gonna be playing with people. You know, he ain't gonna be on his, oh yeah, we truly care. You come in, let me talk to you. Nah, man, he's shooting you. If you ain't tied into the system, you automatically shoot and kill and do whatever you gonna do to you, right?
Verse 16, Revelation 13:16, he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
The charagma, man, that piercing in the skin, this Esau on to do, right? When you go into Apostle just going into Exodus 21, like, when you have a Hebrew slave, right? You work you 6 years, right? Then 7 years we go free, right? But you know, to the point, the Hebrew slave, if you want to stay, they'll put like a branding on them, but you can see it. You can see the branding then. See, Esau won't do that today because if the servant wants to stay to you, you brand him, he serve you for life. You be good to him. But Esau, wants you to be a servant unto life, so he's gonna brand you, but by what? Putting that chip into you, right? Whether you accept whether you want to accept it or not, he's gonna try to force it upon you, right? So he can make you what? That slave for life unto him, so he can own you, right? But you become that digital slave unto him. He truly owns everything about you, right? The video in the show called Law and Order. It was a little girl in the show. And, she was like, they put a chip in my hand. They can track me. They have my information on it. All my, they were showing it's in Law and Order. It's in Law and Order. The family had put a chip in their little girl hand. All her doctor's stuff was in it. Right, her birthday, all that was in her chip. She didn't want the chip in her, but they were speaking about how, oh yeah, and then when they went and pulled it out, it was like a little small RFID chip, man. And all her information was in it.
You gotta understand, it's people now who are chip, right? People, I ain't gonna say millions, but it's a good bit of people who chip now. Like people got chips in their dogs, man. But I can finish out this revelation. 17, it says that no man might buy or sell, save he that had marked or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six.
So his number is 666, what you see. And I got phone point is out. Taco Bell got it. Tesla got it. Right. He's pointing out in a lot of like these places that they it's around, it's just you gotta really see it. It's around, man, name of that beast. So you gotta pay attention to it. I got a couple quick quotes for you. Got it. Ezekiel 35 real fast. Right. Ezekiel 35, right? And verse this is going into verse 2. It says, "Son of man, said I face against Mount Seir, prophesy against it." It's going to Esau, Edom. Genesis 36, right? Esau, they dwell in Mount Seir, right? I don't get to the point. Ezekiel 35:5 says, actually, I'll start verse 4. It says, "I will lay thy city waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know it. Thou shalt know that I am the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, says the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee," man. Right? So, most times going to punish Esau, Edom for what they done to our people. So we try to that's the question, and we give you the answer. Who's leads to Edom, and how about Shah? Because Romans 12:19, vengeance of the Lord. He's gonna. It also says in Deuteronomy speaks by it says, "I the Lord will go and fight for thee." He's the one who's gonna bring that judgment, that righteous judgment upon what they do to our people. So it ain't for us to be out here trying to fight against Esau. It says in 2 Corinthians, our weapons are not carnal. Also in Ephesians it says, we battle against spiritual wickedness in high places. It's for us to be on the spiritual side to fight against his spirit versus the flesh, to fight against his temptations trying to trigger, to fight against that hour of temptation when it comes. Right, stay strong, right? The hour of temptation is referring to what? When the MOTB is mandated, new order is actually enforced to the earth. Stand firm and stand stand strong in the name of how about Shop. That one more real fast. One of one of my favorites right here, man. Matthew 13 and It's like Matthew 24 and 13. It's not on 13. Right? Because understanding once again, the title that hanging on question, which leads to the land of Edom, right? When you go into it, Yahushua was telling them about all these things that was gonna come. Right? I started verse 8. It says, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? What's that? It's like let me get to the point. I just want to grab 16 to hit me in the spirit. Right? He said, Matthew 24 and 13 says, but he that shall endure to the end, same shall be saved. I actually want to grab this. It's because he hit me in the spirit, man, going into that, that wrath is coming. Right? It's 16, right? And I started verse 7. He said, for there shall be in every city, that's like that, for there shall be in every place in the next city a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall wait to take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who are my chosen. They shall be tried as gold in the fire. Right? Here's the point, right? Verse 74 and 75, it says, hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Right? So who will deliver us from that land? Who will lead us to that land of Edom? How about Shah? He tells us he will deliver us from the same. All these troubles gonna come upon us, Jacob trouble, right? Famines of food, us going through all this hardship. How about Shah is going to lead us through it. Verse 75 says, be ye not afraid of the doubt, for Yahweh is your guide, man. He's going to lead you. God, Guide, right? You know how you be having, like, you have tour guides, right? You have chef, right? How about Shah going to be that tour guide? He's going to lead us through the land of Edom, man. He's going to lead us. He's going to lead us right down this narrow path that we on, right into the kingdom. How about Shah, man? Lord, we have the elect, man. We got to do it to the end, and we'll be able to overcome this beast system, man.
God. All right. And with that, hey, Lord willing, we pray that this video was edifying. Until next time, we'll let the close out. I give our praise, our honor, and our glory to the Most High. The power by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to those who elect.
Shalom, shalom.